Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel, and we're going to bring you another What If Promotions using Title Bout Championship Boxing 13, the PC game. It will sim a bout between Bob Foster, the great light heavyweight champion, and Nino Benvenuti, the great middleweight champion. But we're going to do a what if. What if Nino Benvenuti, after being upset with his corner, stopping the second Carlos Monzon fight when they threw in the towel, decides, I don't want to go out that way. Comes to America, talks to Angelo Dundee, and wants one more fight. Benvenuti could not secure, again, this is what if, could not secure a third bout with Monzon, and decides to take on Bob Foster for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Bob Foster and his promotional group sees this as an easy money fight, as Nino had a lot of trouble with big middleweights, never mind a big light heavyweight. So this is a what-if promotion. Nino Benvenuti, at the time of his retirement, was 82 wins, 7 losses, 1 defeat, 35 by knockout. He would be coming off 3 consecutive defeats after going 60, what did he go, 60-0 to begin his career. Actually, let's just double check that. He started off his career as a light middleweight champion. He was 65-0 with 27 knockouts. His first loss would come in a very close, controversial decision in Seoul, South Korea to Ki Soo Kim, and he would lose his junior middleweight title, or super welterweight title, however you want to put it. He would then eventually win the middleweight title, lose it, and win it back. He would lose to Dick Tiger in a non-title fight. He would then, after a comeback victory over Luis Manuel Rodriguez, a Gil Clancy fighter, in which he knocked him out with a left hook, would lose a fight to Tom Bethea via TKO, come back and defeat Tom Bethea via KO. He would take on Carlos Monzon for the first time in 1970, November 7th, and Monzon would TKO him in an upset in Rome to take the middleweight title. He then would take a tune-up fight that he was totally disinterested in and lose a majority decision, and then would get his second crack at Monzon to try to regain the title, and his corner stops the fight in the 3rd round. I watched the you can watch it. It's in Italian, but you can watch the fight on YouTube. He was not too happy that they stopped the fight, in my eyes. So what if he wanted to get another fight? He didn't want to go out that way. And we've decided he will take on Bob Foster in what would have been an easy money fight for Foster. And Foster would be coming off his heavyweight title bid against Joe Frazier, in which he was KO'd. He would have a unanimous decision victory in early 1971 over Ray Anderson to retain his light heavyweight championship in Tampa. And instead of fighting Vernon McIntosh, we're going to have him fight Nino Benvenuti at Yankee Stadium, August 17th, 1971. A lot of interest in this fight. Benvenuti, a very popular fighter on the East Coast, in New York, Boston, a lot of Italian Americans. We're bringing a tremendous crowd at Yankee Stadium. Again, Bob Foster will be the overwhelming favorite. So let's get to ringside. And again, Foster, and again, this is a what-if promotions. Didn't really happen. But Foster's people will take this fight because to them it's an easy money fight. Benvenuti, again, had trouble with big middleweights. Obviously would have tremendous trouble with a big light heavyweight. Benvenuti, a very good boxer, won an Olympic gold medal in 1960 in Rome. So here we go at ringside at Yankee Stadium, and it's a fairly good crowd here. Surprisingly late walk-up gate. So here you have it. Bob Foster will defend against the former middleweight champion of the world, Nino Benvenuti. Bob Foster, with a record of 42-5 at this point in his career, no draws and 36 by stoppages. most of those 5 losses, if not all, were by when he stepped up to heavyweight. And again, he two fights ago, he lost to Joe Frazier in his bid for the heavyweight title. And let's take a look at Bob Foster's title bout championship boxing card. So Bob Foster from Albuquerque, New Mexico, stands at 6'3" with a 79-inch reach advantage. And he will weigh in right at the light heavyweight limit at 175 pounds. He'll have the weight advantage, and most likely, I believe he definitely will have the reach advantage. And he's tall and lanky, but he can hit quite hard with either hand, as if you would see on YouTube when he blitzed Mike Quarry with a left hook. Let's go to the boxer card. Foster can fight as either a boxer or a slugger. He seldom fouls. And for a tall man, he fights well on the inside, 3 out of 4. On the outside, he's outstanding, 4 out of 4. Cover up, only 2 out of 4. Go for knockout, 3 out of 4. He will clinch, maul, and brawl with you on the inside, 69. That's his number for clinching. Draw power, he was a tremendous draw, 9 out of 10. Conditioning, outstanding. Intellect and proficiency, 10 out of 10. Control factor versus a boxer is an 11. Control factor versus a slugger is a 12. But with Nino Benvenuti stepping up in weight, he'll have even a greater advantage. Had a solid chin, except when he stepped up to heavyweight. Excellent killer instinct, 10 out of 10. Aggressiveness, 9 out of 10. Endurance, 9 out of 10. And it was a good defensive fighter, -2. Likes to work off his jab. Hitting power, 9 out of 13. Overall, as a light heavyweight, Bob Foster, one of the all-time greats in the Boxing Hall of Fame, 14 rating out of 15. Tremendous. And now, in the opposite corner, let's take a look at Nino Benvenuti, the former middleweight champion from Italy. 82 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, 35 by knockout, stoppages really. Coming off 3 consecutive losses, 2 of them to Carlos Monzon, and a tune-up fight before the second fight for Monzon, in which he was totally disinterested. He didn't want to fight that fight. He wanted Monzon again. He has broken away from his original trainers and management group, as they didn't want him to fight anymore. He has come to the United States, met with Angelo Dundee. Dundee watched him train for a little bit and took him on. Benvenuti has said this will probably be his only fight back, though there is rumors if he somehow upsets Bob Foster, there is a return clause in the contract. And let's take a look at the Nino Benvenuti boxer card. There we go. Nino Benvenuti from Trieste, Italy, stands at 5'11". His reach is 75 inches, and he will weigh in at 164 pounds. He will give away tremendous weight. Some people said he weighed in at 168, but the true number most people feel is 164. And his boxing card, again, he's stepping up, so he's going to lose some of his... he is a boxer. He seldom fouls. He won a gold medal in 1960. Has good boxing skill. When he fights on the inside, 2 out of 4. Outside, 2 out of 4. He likes to cover up and counter, 3 out of 4. Go for knockout, virtually non-existent, 1 out of 4. He also will clinch at a 69 rate. Drawing power, well, again, 6 out of 10. I don't feel that's accurate. He was a tremendous draw, but they give it 6 out of 10. Conditioning's a 3, but both fighters will be in top condition. Intellect, 8 out of 10. Proficiency, 10 out of 10. Control factor versus a boxer, 12. Control factor versus a slugger, 11. That will decrease due to him stepping up in weight. And again, chin versus knockdown and knockout will increase from 2s probably to 3s as he steps up in weight. Killer instinct, he is aggressive when he has someone hurt, 7. Aggressiveness, 7. Endurance, 8. Defense, very good defensive fighter, -4. He likes to work everything off the jab, as you can see, 22. That's how he scores most of his points, off the jab. Will throw a cross, and on the inside will throw that uppercut. Hitting power, virtually non-existent, especially if he's going to step up. It will drop from a 4 probably down to a 2. He will look for a points decision victory over Bob Foster. Overall, as a middleweight, 11 out of 15. That 2 will drop. So let's get to ringside. As again, a late walk-up gate, excuse me, and we have a nice crowd here, not full capacity, but a nice crowd to witness Nino Benvenuti try to take away the light heavyweight championship from Bob Foster, and it will be an uphill battle for the Italian. So Bob Foster, in his corner, has Eddie Futch as the trainer, Bill Gore as the cut man and assistant trainer. He's the defending champion. We're going to use the fighter records for their career stage, but the conditioning will be top condition for both. For Nino Benvenuti has broken from his original management and training team, as they did not want him to fight anymore. He has come to America. He's taken on Muhammad Ali's trainer, Angelo Dundee, and his cut man, Eddie Aliano. He will be the hometown favorite designate, as they are fighting in New York Yankee Stadium, and there are a plethora of Italian Americans in the crowd. This is a title fight scheduled for 15 rounds for Bob Foster's light heavyweight championship. And retro time, 1971, August 17th. I will be helping with the strategy in Benvenuti's corner. Bob Foster will have Eddie Futch and Gore and the title bout sim engine in their corner. We're adjusting for weights, so it will adjust for the weight difference between middleweight and light heavyweight with the ratings. We're at Yankee Stadium. Not a capacity crowd, but very close to it. Johnny Addy is the ring announcer. Arthur McCanty is the referee. The 3 judges, Larry Hazard, Mickey Van, and Tony Perez. Hazard from the US of A, Van from the UK, and Perez from Puerto Rico. In case of rare incident stoppage, it's a draw until 50% of the fight is complete. After that, they'll go to the scorecards. 3 judges will score the fight. It is a 10-point must system. Mandatory 8-count, 3 knockdown rule in effect. The fighter can never be saved by the bell, and either the referee or doctor can stop the fight. Analysis. Well, Foster can fight as a boxer or a slugger. He's going to have tremendous edge in the control factor, as it's Benvenuti who's stepping up in weight. Benvenuti will have to pot shot and lay traps for Foster. Let's go to the fight analysis. Oh, we've done that. Let's go to the training. I'm going to train. Myself, Angelo Dundee, will train Benvenuti for endurance. And let's switch this to Benvenuti. As Foster has a tremendous edge in power, 69 to 30. Has a slight edge in endurance, but we're going to train Benvenuti for endurance. And when you do that, the risk of possibly ignoring other areas could decrease what he can do defensively, power, or hand speed. Defense, Benvenuti has the edge, but again, he's stepping up in weight. And hand speed, Benvenuti has an edge, as he was a very quick-handed fighter. Tactical skills is even at 71. Let's move on to the fight, as both fighters have made their way to the ring. Bob Foster again will have Eddie Futch in his corner as the trainer, Bill Gore as the assistant trainer and cut man. Nino Benvenuti has split from his original management crew and has gone with Angelo Dundee, Muhammad Ali's trainer, and Eddie Aliano as cut man. We are at Yankee Stadium. The ring announcer, Johnny Addy, right there. Arthur Mercanti is the referee. Larry Hazard from the USA is a judge. Mickey Van from England. And Tony Perez, those are the 3 judges. The ringside expert for Title Bout Championship Boxing is Steve McCarthy. I will be giving you my radio call along with the strategy for Nino Benvenuti. And we're here in the ring as referee Mercanti brings both fighters to the center of the ring, goes through some final instructions. As usual, asks to the Bob Foster corner and Eddie Futch any questions. Eddie Futch says no. Turns to Angelo Dundee and Nino Benvenuti, asks any questions from the Benvenuti corner. They say no. He says, touch gloves and come out fighting. Both fighters touch gloves, go back to their corners. They wait the bell for round number 1, scheduled for 15, Yankee Stadium for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Benvenuti, a big underdog, coming off 3 consecutive losses, the last being the TKO in his rematch with Carlos Monzon. Very upset with his corner, throwing in the towel. Did not want to go out that way. Could not secure a 3rd match with Monzon. Dundee approached Bob Foster's people, and he will now challenge for the light heavyweight championship. It is August 17th, 1971, Yankee Stadium. A muggy night here in August. Nino Benvenuti is a boxer, and he is going to fight outside offensively. Maximum motivation from Dundee. We're going to confirm that. And here comes round number 1. Foster will be to your left, Benvenuti to your right. Round 1, and the taller Bob Foster is met by 2 quick jabs by Nino Benvenuti. He moves away. Benvenuti up on his toes. Foster misses with those punches. Again, Benvenuti pops him with 2 jabs and moves away. Foster comes back with his long left hand. Benvenuti digs 2 quick shots to the body, and again on his toes, moving away. Foster comes back with a 1-2. Benvenuti backs up, slides to his left, and counters with a nice right hand. Nino looking very good here in round 1. Ducks away from that Bob Foster combination. Benvenuti again on his toes, showing his boxing ability of old. A 1-2 combination blocked by Foster, and Foster digs a hard left under the arm of Benvenuti to the ribcage, and again with the left hook to the ribcage. Very close round here, under 10 seconds ago. A late combination by Foster, and there's the bell. A very exciting round here at Yankee Stadium. Back and forth it went as Benvenuti boxed beautifully. Foster digs some hard shots to the body. And reporting from the Colorado Times, RNGIDP. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Check out that wonderful channel. RNGIDP is going to have some Soccer Blast on there, and he has some baseball Stratomatic. Thank you for joining us, Craig. Greatly appreciated. So that's a very close round, and I give it even as Benvenuti boxed beautifully. Foster did rally. Let's see what the unofficial score of Title Bout Championship Boxing. He gives it 10-9 for Foster. We'll go to the Bob Foster corner. Eddie Futch very calm with his fighter, as Foster is fighting as a slugger, as he's the bigger man, the harder puncher, and he feels the stronger man. And they just want to wear down Nino Benvenuti. Benvenuti had trouble with big middleweights, and now he's fighting a big light heavyweight. Eddie Futch says, keep working that body. We'll get him out sooner than later. Bill Gore gives Foster a swig of water. And now let's go to the Nino Benvenuti corner. Angelo Dundee very happy with his fighter. As Benvenuti boxed beautifully on his toes, he did get caught with solid body shots towards the end when he stayed in the pocket a little too long. Again, Benvenuti will have a lot of trouble trying to tie up and grab and punch with the bigger Bob Foster. Angelo says, stay on the outside, keep using that quick jab. You can hit him all day with the jab, Nino. He drops his hands. Again, we're going to go maximum motivation from Angelo Dundee. And once again, Nino Benvenuti will fight outside offensively. We'll confirm that. As we move on to round 2, let's go to the punch stat numbers. Foster landed 30 punches. Benvenuti 23, as Foster rallied at the end. And Foster did work behind the jab. He landed some good hooks to the body. Benvenuti started off with the jab and then landed hooks on the inside, and a lot of quick 1-2 combinations. Again, Benvenuti should not stay on the inside with Foster at all, and that's where he got a little too happy-go-lucky towards the end of that round number 1. We move on to round 2. Here's the bell, and Bob Foster again quickly off his stool and meets Benvenuti in the center of the ring and digs 2 shots to the rib cage. Benvenuti comes right back on the inside and digs to the rib cage. Foster lands that long jab. Benvenuti moves away. The countering shots by Benvenuti misses, and again he's at the end of the Foster jab, catching it right on the schnoz over and over again. Foster with that really educated, hard, quick jab. Benvenuti trying to move away, and a huge right hand staggers Benvenuti. Benvenuti is hurt. Foster moving on, trying to move away off the ropes. Foster pursuing. Benvenuti ducks under those punches and digs 2 shots to the body. Benvenuti's legs are still not under him. Again, he ducks under big shots, and he comes up countering, and as he nails Foster. And Foster on the inside lets his hands go. The uppercut really hurt Benvenuti. Under 15 seconds to go here in round 2, and there's the bell. A good round for Bob Foster, breaking through the Benvenuti defense on several occasions and actually staggering Benvenuti. And to his credit, Benvenuti stayed on his feet. Benvenuti goes back to his corner, legs still not under him. A good round for Bob Foster. I give it to him 10-9, and so does Steve McCarthy, the unofficial scorekeeper of Title Bout Championship Boxing. We quickly go to the Bob Foster corner. Eddie Futch very happy with his fighter. Very happy. He says, "Keep it up, champ. Keep it up, champ." Bill Gore, the assistant trainer and cut man, gives Foster a swig of water. A little grease around the eyes and around Bob Foster. He seems no worse for wear. We now move to the Nino Benvenuti corner. Angelo Dundee telling Nino, "Stay on the outside, Nino, on the outside." And there's a cut on the left eyebrow, and that's a bad cut. And Eddie Aliano, Eddie the Clot, is working on it feverishly. All of his max points, 13, working that cut. And that will be a tremendous hindrance for Benvenuti, as we did think we saw some blood at the end. But now you're just looking at it, and that is on the outside. So that's the only good news about that bad cut. The blood, the majority of it should go down the face, but when punches are thrown, it will get in the eyes of Benvenuti. And Eddie Aliano also working on some slight swelling on the right eye. So Nino Benvenuti. So he's a lot worse for wear. As we move to round 3, Benvenuti will go into protect the cut mode. We'll confirm that. We move to round 3. Let's go to the punch stat numbers as both fighters start to get off their stools. And Bob Foster landed 39 punches, Benvenuti 18, as the cut really did hinder him towards the end of that round. And he was staggered, and his legs were not there. He didn't bounce around like he did in round number 1. And here we go for round number 3, Yankee Stadium, scheduled for 15. The light heavyweight championship of the world, the defending champion Bob Foster. Here's the bell. Foster on the outside fighting defensively. Benvenuti misses with a 1-2 combination, and Foster pops him with the jab right on that cut. And Benvenuti comes back with a 1-2, but Foster was able to parry those punches away. Benvenuti digs hard to the body, up to the head. Good shots by Nino, and again he moves away. But he misses as he pops back in with that 1-2 combination. Foster trying to set him up with the jab. He lands 2, but misses with the right hand. Again, Benvenuti fighting outside defensively. Guard held high, protecting it cuts. Those jabs and right hands missed by Benvenuti. Benvenuti sliding side to side. Pawing with the jab, looking to counter with the right hand, looking to score points. Both fighters throw, both fighters miss. Under 15 seconds to go here in round number 3. Blood coming down from Benvenuti's eye. They tie up, and there's the bell. A few boo birds, not a lot of action in that round. Benvenuti really protecting that cut to try to give Eddie Aliano a better chance of keeping it closed. A close, slow round. I give it to Foster. Could be even. And Steve McCarthy also gives it to Foster. So I have it 1 round even, 2 rounds for Foster. Steve McCarthy, the unofficial scorer for Title Bout Championship Boxing, gives the first 3 rounds all to Bob Foster. Obviously the first and third close and the second easy for Foster. So he has Foster up 30-27. I have it 29-27 Foster. Let's go to the Bob Foster corner, as Benvenuti was very defensive to try to help protect that cut. Eddie Futch tells him not to get frustrated. We're going to wear down the smaller man. Don't get frustrated. As Bleacher Bums Gaming has joined us in the chat, reporting for the Arizona Sun-Times. He says, "Hi guys, that was a snoozer of a round." Yes, it was. The first 2 rounds were quite good. But Benvenuti, we had him protecting the cut. And let's go to Angelo Dundee in the Nino Benvenuti corner and Eddie the Clot Aliano. And with the jab Benvenuti did protecting the cut, Eddie Aliano was able to stop it now. But the swelling has gotten worse. It's moved from 2% to 7% on that right eye, as Benvenuti did catch a couple of hard, stiff jabs from Foster. As Bleacher Bums Gaming astutely reports from ringside, Foster has that big punch. Yes, he does. And Nino had a lot of trouble with big middleweights, so he's a tremendous trouble with a big light heavyweight. So Benvenuti, again, maximum motivation from Angelo Dundee. Benvenuti will fight outside defensively now. We'll try to pot shot Foster. And we will confirm. Let's go to the punch stat numbers for round number 4. Foster was able to land 15 punches, Benvenuti 7. Again, protecting that cut. Foster's best punches were those jabs. And both fighters get off their stool. And we head to round number 4 here at Yankee Stadium, scheduled for 1971, August 17th. It's a muggy night here in the Bronx. And here's the bell for round number 4. Benvenuti off the stool quickly to the center of the ring. Now moves away. Parries away those shots from Foster. Digs 2 shots to the head, 1 up to the body. And Foster, as Benvenuti lingered too long with a hard combination uppercut, rocks Benvenuti. Benvenuti comes back with 2 jabs. His legs aren't quite there. Foster lands a 1-2. Benvenuti keeps his hands up, trying to fight defensively. And a blood coming down. Foster fires and misses. Benvenuti blocks those punches. Under a minute 30 to go. Benvenuti counters with a 1-2. Foster digs to the body. Benvenuti moves away. Foster pursuing. Benvenuti again moves away. And he's caught with a tremendous left hook. Knees buckle. Another 1-2 combination. Foster starting to measure Benvenuti. Under 20 seconds to go. Measuring with the jab. The right hand misses. Benvenuti pops him with a 1-2. And there's the bell. Foster landed a lot of thudding punches. A lot of thudding punches. But Benvenuti stood up to them and came back. He did lose the round. It's a gutty effort from Nino Benvenuti. I give that 10-9 to Foster. And so does the unofficial scorer, Steve McCarthy. He now has it Foster 46, Benvenuti 36. I have it Foster 39, Benvenuti 36. I gave the first round even. Let's go to ringside in Bleacher Bums Gaming. That's Anthony. Check out that marvelous channel. You have weight class adjustments applied. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Anthony. Quickly to the Bob Foster corner. Eddie Futch, again, very happy, very calm. They just feel it's a matter of time before they get the smaller man, Nino Benvenuti. Says, keep it up, champ. Work that body. We'll take him out soon. Bill Gore, the assistant trainer and cut man. A little light end swell work around both thighs. Foster takes a swig of water, spits it out. Some final words of encouragement from Bill Gore. We move to the Benvenuti corner and Angelo Dundee. And Angelo Dundee trying to pump up his fighter. Though Nino seems very animated, very into this fight. Again, not happy. Not happy with his corner throwing in the towel, his former corner, against Carlos Monzon in round 3 of his rematch. Benvenuti was totally disinterested in the tune-up fight before that and would lose a decision. This is it. He's put all of his eggs in this basket. Could not secure a third fight with Monzon coming out of retirement. And that swelling has gotten worse as that hard jab, right hand, and left hook has now produced swelling at 24% on the right eye. And the cut has opened up once again. And Eddie Aliano works on it quite feverishly as there is blood. But again, the only good news is it's on the outside of the left eyebrow. So the majority of that blood at times just goes down the face and not in the eye. But when punches are thrown, it will get in the eye. You did see Benvenuti paw at that cut. As Foster is looking for a stoppage now. As we forgot to put the strategy for Nino Benvenuti. Benvenuti will go into... will fight outside defensively again. Probably should protect the cut, but can't totally go into a defensive shell. Actually, you know what? He's actually quite good when he turtles, meaning cover up. Let's see if he'll counter out of the cover up. Though cover up means he's gonna... we're gonna go cover up. He's 3 out of 4 for that. Though that's decreased because he's stepping up in weight. Yeah. Fight outside defensively. Look to pot shot and counter the bigger Bob Foster. We will confirm that. We move on to round number 5. Punch stat numbers here from Yankee Stadium at light heavyweight. And Foster really did open up with a lot of good punches. He ended up landing 41 punches, worked tremendously off the jab. And on the inside, he's such long arms, but he's a good inside fighter. He just really worked Benvenuti over. Benvenuti had his best output for punches. It's not that he's not throwing. He landed 25. He just has nothing on his punches. We move to round number 5, and Benvenuti has that bad cut. It looks temporarily stopped. You can see a trickle of blood. And he has that swelling also on the right eye. And let's just check out traits. Endurance. Benvenuti, we trained him for endurance. He still has quite a bit. Foster's starting to go down a bit. But I don't think Benvenuti's going to hang around long enough to have any benefits from that. You never know, though. It is boxing. And here we go for round number 5. Foster quickly off his stool. Benvenuti trying to stay on the outside. Foster pursuing his prey. They tie up. They break. Again, Benvenuti wants distance and looking to jump in and out with counter shots. And he's caught with a 1-2-3. He felt those punches. Benvenuti, and there's a lot of blood in the swelling. And there's blood and swelling, and Foster's opening up. Benvenuti ties up. They break. Under 2 minutes to go. Foster measuring Benvenuti. Benvenuti comes back with a quick 1-2, slides away, but again he's hit trying to jump in by a combination by Foster, and his face is a mess. They are calling for the doctor, and that is it. Arthur McCanty, on the advice of the ringside doctor, has stopped the fight due to the cut, as the blood is just flowing into the eye and down the face. It was a gutty effort by the former middleweight champion Nino Benvenuti. Foster comes over to congratulate him. Angelo Dundee and Eddie Aliano take him back to the corner to work on that cut. And the fans, though they came here to see Nino, give Foster applause. And this is the way we thought it would go. Foster's people took this fight. It was an easy money fight in their opinion. Nino Benvenuti can say he went out on his shield. He said this would be a one-fight deal, though there was rumors if somehow Benvenuti would have somehow taken the title away from Foster that there was a rematch clause. No shenanigans in this fight. Also rumors of that popped up, but the fight is over. TKO in round number 5. Arthur McCanty called in the doctor. The doctor says, that's enough. That cut's very bad. Bob Foster retains his light heavyweight championship. Johnny Addy with the ring announcement. Johnny Addy has the call. Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the 135 mark of round number 5. Your winner by technical knockout and still light heavyweight champion of the world, Bob Foster. Let's give a hand of applause to the former middleweight champion, Nino Benvenuti. And the crowd claps as he had a lot of fan favorites for Nino in the crowd. And Bob Foster retains his light heavyweight championship. Foster's record will now go to 43 wins, 5 defeats, and 37 by stoppage. Nino Benvenuti, in his final fight of his career, will fall to 82 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, and 35 stoppages. Let's go to the final punch stat numbers. Total punches landed. Foster landed 144. Benvenuti landed 80. As Foster was just too big, too strong, and hit too hard. Benvenuti, again, never went off his feet. Was staggered, but stayed on his feet. And there would be no towel being thrown in by Angelo Dundee, as his corner did. His corner that he broke away from to go to Dundee for this final fight of his career in the Monzon second fight. So just a good, dominant effort by Bob Foster, and he gets a nice paycheck. Nino Benvenuti gets some, I would think, some slight satisfaction, though he's disappointed with the loss. Benvenuti landed at 32%. Again, he had very good boxing skills. It's just the other man's bigger, stronger. Benvenuti did have the hand speed. He was able to get in and out. But again, the bigger punches just wore down Nino and cut him up and chopped him up. And finally, TKO 5th. Foster landed at 31.8%. Foster landed about 28 punches per round. Nino 16. The thing with Nino, you can only fight defensive for so long. He's got to get within punching distance, so he tried to pop in and out. It worked at times, and at other times he lingered too long and got tagged. Also, Foster, a very good boxer. Long arms, was able to keep Benvenuti on a lot of punishing blows at the end. And let's just go for ha-has to what the real scorecards were. Larry Hazard, 40-36. Mickey Van, 40-36, and Tony Perez, 39-37. So all within the realm of sense. It was all academic. TKO in the 5th due to cuts. Foster would eventually get him. No matter what, if it wasn't cuts, it probably would have been knockout. So that's Nino Benvenuti in a what-if promotion. If he came back to fight Bob Foster, Foster would have been coming off his loss to Frazier and then one title defense, and we put this fight in as opposed to the McIntosh, I think that was the guy's name, title defense. Yeah, Foster would lose to Frazier in his bid for heavyweight championship. He got knocked out. He would then defend against Hal Carroll. He would win by KO. So he would have 2 defenses, another one with Ray Anderson. And opposed to not having a non-title bout, we decided to throw Nino Benvenuti in a title bout on that August 17th date, 1971. In reality, he fought Vernon McIntosh, who was only 8-4, and it wasn't a title fight, so this was probably most likely an over-the-weight, keep busy fight for money. You don't see that anymore. Let me just check out the bout here. What was the weight? Yeah, that was just a keep busy fight. A non-title fight. They had a lot of those back in the day. A lot in the 50s. Actually, Nino Benvenuti did that quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but like when he fought Dick Tiger, it was an over-the-weight bout. And Tiger decisioned him at Madison Square Garden. Nino Benvenuti, in reality, his last win came against Doyle Bayard, I believe. That was in Italy. He TKO'd him. He would then lose to Carlos Monzon and his middleweight title, as Benvenuti was TKO'd in the 12th. And he was actually fighting quite well until he got TKO'd in the 12th. And there's a very good picture here as Monzon. Actually, Monzon was not a big puncher. He had a good jab, but it was not a big puncher. He caught, Benvenuti got him and he took him out. Then they had this, I have to look into it more, but he takes a tune-up fight, which was mind-boggling. And he loses to Jose Roberto Chirino by majority decision, so it's a close fight, but he loses. And he still gets his, he had a return clause with Monzon, and they fought in Saint Louis, I think, Fondeville, I think that's France. And Monzon TKO'd him in 3. I watched this. Oh, it's in Monaco, I'm sorry, that's in Monaco. His corner threw in the towel in round 3, and he kind of looks at his corner and goes, like, he gives that look like, what are you doing? Benvenuti's manager throws in the towel after he rose from the second knockdown. Now, Monzon was going to beat him, don't get me wrong, but Benvenuti did not want the towel thrown in. You know, and you could see him at the end of the fight, you know, with the YouTube footage, what they showed you. He was not really a happy camper that they threw in the towel. So, anyway, so I made it a what-if promotion. And that was Monzon's first successful title defense, I believe. Yes. Because then Monzon would fight Emil Griffith in his next title defense. Anyway, had a little fun with it. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I wanted to do it. No one's going to watch it, but I'll listen to it over. So thank you to Bleacher Bums Gaming. So thank you, Anthony. Check out that wonderful channel. That's Bleacher Bums Gaming. He's got Soccer Blast. He has baseball card and dice. Red, white, and blue auto racing. And Glory Days Boxing. Dice, card and dice boxing game he's developing, which is absolutely wonderful. Check out that channel, Bleacher Bums Gaming. And also check out Craig from RNGIDP. He has Soccer Blast also. And I have to tell you, that Soccer Blast game, I've watched it with Anthony. I've watched it with Craig. It runs very smooth. It's like Glory Days Boxing that Anthony's developing. It's a lot of fun. Even the auto racing. I tell you, those, I think they're the Play.com games. The Soccer Blast, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but in the auto game. Or maybe that's just the site you buy them on. They really run nice and smooth. It says a lot about that game. I've also watched Itinerary Hobbyist play Soccer Blast and another soccer. And they're very fun to watch. So check out those channels. They're fun channels. As Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. Thanks for the fight, buddy. Have a good night. You too. Thank you. Thank you. So, I loved your Anthony. I loved your old cards, and I look forward to when you give the story on Bobby Tolan on your next video. As Anthony says, Soccer Blast is a great game, and yes, both play.com or play games. I'm sorry. So, all right, we're gonna call it a stream here. Had a lot of fun doing that, and that's the way a fight like this probably would have went. As again, Bob Foster, a big light heavyweight, fights at heavyweight as Bleacher Bums saying pretty much as expected result. Foster too big for Nino. Absolutely. I just thought it'd be fun to do it. You know, what if the guy, because he was not happy the way I looked at that fight on. You can get the fight on YouTube. I mean, Monzon's gonna beat him. I'm not saying that, but when they threw in the towel and he kind of looks at his corner like, what? So, all right. As Anthony says, thanks. That was a lot. Oh, yeah, those cards were fun. I listened to it at work, and in between doing work, I would pop up the screen and watch. And I'm looking forward to that Bobby Tolan bio. So, anyway, thank you very much to Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming and Craig from RNG. I always mess up Craig's name, his channel name. Let me get RNGIDP. Thank you very much. Check out those two wonderful channels and the rest of the friends of the channel. Go to my page, featured and related, and see who we subscribe to. and support those who support us. Thank you very much. Till next time, watch out for that big left hook. Health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know what's coming. Peace!